Before the Industrial Revolution, the flat oyster was very common in the North Sea and creating a rich, biodiverse habitat. But now, because of overfishing and outbreaks of disease, they are in a stark decline. The Dutch policymakers are now aiming to reintroduce and restore the oyster beds by building artificial reefs.
The flat oyster can live up to 20 years, making it suitable for long-term restoration projects. Restoring the oyster population by building artificial reefs has numerous benefits. Oyster reefs stabilize sediment and attenuate waves. As a consequence, oyster reefs enhance coastal protection by reducing the impact of waves and protecting sediment from erosion. Oyster reefs trap the sediment between its shells, altogether improving coastal protection.
The flat oyster is known as an autogenic ecosystem engineer, meaning that it creates its own environment and facilitates other species by providing habitat. This leads to an increase in biodiversity. And this increase in biodiversity is another incentive for building oyster reefs in the North Sea.
In addition, oysters are natural filter feeders. They are thus capable of improving water quality by filtering out nutrients, contaminants and sediment. This can increase net nitrogen removal by 20 to 50% and decrease light attenuation by up to 40%. The capacity to filter water can thus increase the productivity of the North Sea.
Building oyster reefs in the North Sea involves 6 key stakeholders, each with unique interests and levels of influence. Understanding these diverse perspectives is crucial for the success of this environmental initiative. First, we have the environmental organizations, such as ARK and WWF. These groups champion the creation of oyster reefs because their potential to restore marine ecosystems. They are highly interested in the project's success, but they wield relatively low power compared to other stakeholders. Next is the oil and gas sector, including offshore wind farm operators. These stakeholders are concerned about the potential operational constraints and spatial conflicts that the oyster reefs might introduce. Due to their significant financial resources, they hold considerable power, though their interest varies depending on how the reefs impact their operations. The fisheries sector is another critical group. Fishermen are particularly concerned about how the reefs might alter traditional fishing areas and affect marine life. This group holds more power than environmental NGOs and shares a high interest in the reefs, primarily due to their potential impacts on their livelihoods. Governmental organizations, such as the Rijkswaterstaat, are interested in the reefs for their benefit to biodiversity and coastal protection. These benefits align with important environmental goals like the N2000 goals. Government bodies have both significant power and high interest in ensuring the success of the reefs due to their ecological advantages. Then we have the scientific stakeholders. Universities and research institutes are interested in the development of oyster reefs because of the opportunities they present for research and scientific studies. However, these stakeholders possess low power and influence in the decision-making process. Lastly, the nature itself. While nature has no direct power, she has a high interest in self-protection. Healthy ecosystems are crucial for the well-being of marine life and ultimately the planet. These diverse perspectives highlight the need for a comprehensive and inclusive planning process. By addressing concerns in the interest of all stakeholders, environmental groups, the oil and gas sector, fisheries, governmental bodies, scientific research and intrinsic value of nature, we can foster a collaborative approach. This inclusivity ensures the oyster reefs are developed sustainably, balancing ecological benefits with the needs and interests of all involved parties.
So, to conclude, the oyster reefs are beneficial as they enhance productivity, biodiversity and they provide coastal protection. Building these reefs involves many stakeholders, making it a complex decision-making process which will be worth it in the end.